Well, welcome back to the program. As I mentioned before the commercial break, we are now joined by United for a Good Cause, a great organization along the Emerald Coast who has a lot of different events and a lot of great programs that they do here. David Triana is with us today to tell us a little bit about United for a Good Cause and some of the things they have coming up at the back half of the year. David, thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Well, thank you as always, Cam, and the Cox company for supporting what we do, and always glad to meet with you.
Yeah, you guys do a lot, and so we're happy to partner with you and help you be successful in your mission. So let's talk about first a little bit about United for a Good Cause and kind of the overall view of the organization and what your mission is here in the local community.
Got it. Yes. Well, United for a Good Cause came to be really in 2012. But before that, in 2005, we had created a different organization, Hispanic created organization and led. And then we evolved into what is now United for a Good Cause. So in 2012, we became a 501c3. And our mission has always been the youth of the area. So our mission statement is to promote the spirit of service, the spirit of giving, the spirit of unity, and then we added the part about resiliency and hope when a couple of years ago we brought the Hope Squad teen suicide prevention program to our region. So concentrating on the youth and helping them to become better citizens is really the gist of it.
All right, well, let's start there with the Hope Squad. Since you mentioned it, I know we've had you guys on before to talk about Hope Squad and the program, but tell us a little bit more about that suicide prevention uh, program.
A wonderful program that about 3 years ago or so, through Peggy Brockman, who is our executive director, based on the discussion we were having about teen suicide, we decided to do some research. She did some wonderful research and found this program called Hope Squad that originates in Utah itself. And the program had already been in about 600 schools or more throughout its history because it's been in existence for a while. And so we sent Peggy out there to Utah and met with the leadership there. They loved the fact that we were trying to bring it to Northwest Florida. And since its inception, since we brought it in here, thanks to the hard effort of Peggy Brockman and the team that we specifically assigned to start it and to grow it, it has grown tremendously. We have been successful in raising enough funds to implement it into all the Okaloosa County School District schools, some Escambia County schools, now Santa Rosa, and it just continues to grow. So it's a wonderful project that it's a peer-to-peer teen suicide prevention program that establishes the Hope Squads, which are teams within the school that is made up of the students. The students are not counselors, but they're taught to identify the signs and the kind of things that from their peers, they may hear that can bring a red flag, and then they can talk to advisors, the leaders of the teams there in the schools. So the advisors are either counselors or teachers or volunteers, and then there's a mental health professional involvement. So the students are not expected to become mental health professionals or act that way. They're just taught to recognize some of those signs among their peers, and that's why it's a peer-to-peer program, and it's hugely successful.
I know it has been hugely successful. And thank you all for bringing that, here locally to the Emerald Coast. Let's talk about some of your events coming up. We're going to get to the back half of the year. You've got a lot, I know, over the next 3 months. So
Yes.
let's start with the Youth Leadership Conference. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, definitely. This on the 14th of October, we are going to be hosting our 8th annual Youth Leadership Conference. And the Youth Leadership Conference is aimed at 7th through 12th graders to provide to them some of the tools, some of the presentations on leadership, entrepreneurship, and other things, because everything needs leadership. Whatever you do, whether you're a doctor or a scientist or a janitor, it doesn't matter. All work is important, but leadership is key to success in everything that you do. So we want to get these children or these kids as early as possible. That's why the 7th grade level is where the conference welcomes kids to attend, and they can come from any of the school districts in the region. We expect hopefully over 100 kids this time around on the 14th. It is a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club of the Emerald Coast. So the conference will be there on the 14th of October from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Our keynote speaker is Colonel Allison Black, who is the commander of the 1st Special Operations Wing at Herbert Field. We have other great speakers like Mitzi Henley, Mark Noon from Leadership 10. We have representatives for the Boys and Girls Club also speaking, and also the Boy Scouts of America are a partner with this activity also, and several other leadership institutions and individuals. So we welcome any 7th to 12th grader, whether it's public school, private school, parochial school, or homeschooled, to register through our website. It's going to be wonderful.
Sounds like a great event. So that's taking place in October. Hard to believe I'm already saying this, but Christmas is around the corner.
Isn't it amazing?
It is amazing. This year has flown by, but
Yes.
and it feels like it's still too hot right now to even be thinking about Christmas. But with
We've
the
had a hot
you got
one.
the Emerald Coast Christmas Miracle coming up,
Yes.
and the Santa sleigh ride, Fort County sleigh
That's
ride. Tell
right.
us about both of those events.
Yes, those are our charity Christmas activities that are very popular in this area. The 19th annual Christmas Miracle Children's Fiesta is taking place on the 17th of December. That is open to any and all families that are struggling through the holidays. It is everything is completely free thanks to the companies that support us. Cox being one of them at all times, and all the other ones like Florida Power and Light and Gulf Coast Immediate Care Center, Eglin Federal Credit Union, and others. Without them, we couldn't do it because when you are serving over 3,000 children and families in a one fiesta party, you need that support from everyone, obviously, and the community comes through. This is serving the children as a community, and it's a charity event that's taking place again at the fairgrounds this year again on the 17th. That's the Christmas Miracle Fiesta, and the publicity will start here in about 2-3 weeks, soon after the conference, and then followed by what we call the Santa's Fort County Sleigh Ride. And what we figured out is that a lot of the kids that cannot make it to our fiesta, unfortunately, because of disability, no money for gas, no vehicle, no transportation, that there was many of those children that were not able to attend our event. So we created the Santa's Fort County Sleigh Ride soon after the fiesta. It's on the 11th year of that one, and this is when we go and we convoy, in a sense, to the kids' homes and bring Christmas joy to them, free toys and bikes and everything. Again, all thanks to the community. That's the only way we can do it. This is a community effort.
Well, you guys do a lot of great stuff for the community. So, I know from our side, we're happy to support you and your efforts. And thank you for everything that you do. And thank you for coming on the program today, David. I really appreciate your time and telling us about all these great events.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you for your show, and thank you for everything that you guys all do for the community. Cox is one of the leaders in the community and supporting good causes, and obviously, as a professional company, the great job that you guys do with everything that Cox does. Obviously, thank you very much.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Stay with us. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Blue Angel Homecoming Air Show.